Grand Rising fight fans, Grand Rising, what's going on? What's popping out there, man? It's the homie main man, made man in the building. Y'all know how I get down. We talking boxing, man. You know, I got some time this morning. You know what I'm saying? It's a good, beautiful morning out here in the DMV. So I thought I'd get up on here real quick and talk some boxing real quick, man. I wanted to get on here and really give an update on a video that I did a couple days ago pertaining to the drug testing involved into the Keith One Time Thurman versus Manny Pacquiao fight. I came out and I reported on the issue of there being no VADA drug testing involved in their fight. We seen there were reports, there were articles that came out around a couple days ago stating that there was no VADA testing involved in the Manny Pacquiao and Keith One Time Thurman fight. And I found that a little surprising. I was like, well, this doesn't make any sense to me because what's up, brother Reality? Good morning to you, Grand Rising King. You know what I mean? I thought that it didn't sound right to me because I said to myself, hey, yo, man, both of these two dudes are supposed to be involved in the drug testing program with the WBA called the WBA Fair Boxing Program. These are two champions in the WBA sanctioning body. So I figured that doesn't make sense because if these two men are enrolled in that particular program, then the WBA Fair Boxing Program uses VADA. That's what I thought. That's what made it so confusing to me. And then as I read more into the issue, it stated that neither fighter at this point wanted to bring VADA into the mix because they are so close to the actual fight. They're 4 weeks out from a fight. You know what I mean? And it just doesn't make sense at this point. But then they're also reporting that the Nevada State Athletic Commission are going to be the ones that institute this test. And they will be doing VADA style testing. Not VADA testing, but VADA style testing, whatever that means. That's what Nevada State Athletic Commission is going to do. So we don't know if they're going to use the same exact test as VADA. That's what they say. Now, also, on the flip hand, the one thing that I forgot to involve in that video is the also notion that Manny Pacquiao is also enrolled in the WBC Clean Boxer program. Keith One Time Thurman is also enrolled in the WBC Clean Boxer program. I'm not a firm believer in that particular program. That particular program also uses VADA drug testing as well. So I'm guessing what's going on here is that neither man went into probably paid like side money to do the extensive testing, say like Eddie Hearn likes to do, and a lot of other fighters like say Gennady Golovkin put on Canelo Alvarez. They didn't do the further drug testing perhaps, but supposedly VADA will be involved due to the fact that these two men are enrolled in drug testing programs. You see what I'm saying? Now, the thing about that is that by them being involved in the drug testing programs, that doesn't necessarily mean that they'll be tested because the WBC Clean Boxer program is notoriously being known now for allowing a lot of fighters to fall through the cracks. This is why I'm not a big believer in the Clean Boxer program no more. It's underfunded, it's under budget. They only getting $10,000 a month from the WBC. That's not nearly enough money to test over 400 boxers. A lot of fighters per month are falling through the cracks. So Manny Pacquiao and Keith Thurman may or may not be tested by VADA. We just don't know, you know. We don't know how random it is that their name's going to pop up. There's many interviews well on record floating around YouTube, I won't say no names, of boxers clearly stating on camera, oh, I wasn't tested by VADA, but these particular fighters are enrolled in the VADA Clean Boxing program, or these supposed fighters are supposed to be doing VADA testing, you know what I'm saying? And I've seen fighters now on numerous occasions say, well, I haven't seen nobody from VADA, or they ain't came looking for me, you know what I'm saying? In Manny Pacquiao's case, and a lot of Pacquiao fans don't like to hear this, but the facts are the facts. I'm not accusing him of nothing, you know what I'm saying? But he does a lot of his training in the Philippines. He does a lot of his training in the Philippines, and who knows if the VADA testers, the 3 or 4 that they got on the payroll, who knows if any of these people are going over to the Philippines to actually test Manny Pacquiao. I'm not saying that they're not, but I'm just saying I don't know this, you know what I'm saying? And Keith One Time Thurman, he's been out of the ring, you know, dealing with all kind of medical injuries and stuff like that. We got to know what these people taking. You know what I'm saying? So I think that VADA should definitely be instituted into this fight. It is, but it isn't. It is because these two are enrolled in drug testing programs, meaning the WBC Clean Boxer program and the WBA Fair Boxing program. But those testing protocols are random. You may or may not be tested. You just don't know. But far as actually paying for it, like a lot of fighters are doing today, that ain't happening. This is being covered by a sanctioning body. They're not going the extra mile to take the money out of their pockets and pay for this. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, man. So that's basically the update. I wanted to clean that up because a lot of people was hitting me up like, yo, man, what are you talking about? Pacquiao is on VADA. He is on VADA. I hear what you're saying. You're saying he's on the WBC Clean Boxing Program. You're saying he's in the WBA Fair Boxing Program, and they use VADA testing. I get what you're saying, but that is random, and it may or may not be used in this fight. I would rather go with a more sure thing. I like that, and this is why I always vouch nowadays for promoters and fighters to actually dig in their pocket and get that $30,000 to $40,000, pull it on out, and pay for the VADA testing yourself. Because when you rely on these sanctioning bodies, you may not be tested. You know what I'm saying? So it's a roll of the dice. It's a roll of the dice. When I used to get up on here on YouTube, man, I used to talk heavy about the WBC Clean Boxer Program, man. I used to give it all, and I think it's a good start. I do. I just think that it's underfunded, most importantly, and it needs better funding. And it's a non-profit, so they're not doing anything for profit. So, you know, maybe if you add a little bit more money, motivation into it, you know, drug testing to be done properly in the sport of boxing. But it is what it is. But that is the update. So all y'all Pacquiao fans out there can stop hitting me up talking about some man. Yo, man, he is involved. He is involved in VADA. Okay, cool. He's in the Clean Boxer Program. But that don't mean he's going to be tested for this fight. You know what I mean? It just doesn't mean it, man. Now, as for Keith Thurman, man, look. One thing I find interesting about my main man, the final level, a.k.a. the final level, you know what I'm saying? One thing I find interesting about him, I wonder sometimes, someone asks me, they say, yo, if he beats Manny Pacquiao, does this restore him as the #1 welterweight? I said, I've never seen him as not still being the #1 welterweight. But yeah, for any doubters out there, I believe that the victory over Manny Pacquiao, yeah, that definitely puts him back on top. I mean, resume-wise, he's #1. He'll be #1. He'll be, you know, he'll basically, he won't be a unified champion. That other title doesn't really mean anything, but he'll have a legend on his name, on his resume. He'll get a lot of momentum from this, you know what I'm saying? If he can go in here and pull out a victory. Most people out there think that Manny Pacquiao going to do it. Look at that. I already got one up in here. My man Spartacus the Great says Thurman is fake. I hear that, Spartacus the Great. Spartacus the Great says we're going to see Mayweather versus Pac-Man 2. I hope so. I hope so. That'll be, you know, we talking about far as with this fight is concerned, that level of hype, or you saying the real Pac-Man versus Mayweather 2? I hope not to see that too fast. If Mayweather wants to come back, there's a lot of smoke he can go in there and he can fight. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of young boys out there who are love to test out Mayweather. But, you know, if those two want to do it again, I'm not going to sit here a lot of y'all act like I'm not going to watch it, because I'm definitely going to watch it. But the fact of the matter is, this is a big fight. If Manny Pacquiao can win this fight, this does monumental things for Manny Pacquiao. This he's already a first ballot Hall of Famer. I mean, you can't get no better than that. You know what I'm saying? But this would just add to the legacy of Manny Pacquiao, push him up on the all-time great list a little further. He's already an all-time great. He's already a Hall of Famer. At this point, he's just, anything that he does right now is just extra. You know what I'm saying? And for him to go in there and face this young boy, if he can actually get a victory over this young boy, Manny Pacquiao is hands down every bit of the fight of the decade if he can beat Keith one-time Thurman, without a doubt in my mind. You know what I mean? Every bit of that fight of the decade that was given to Manny Pacquiao, he deserves every trophy, every accolade that comes with it if he can gain a victory over Keith Thurman. See, that's what makes this victory so big. It's not so much because Keith Thurman is, you know, the final level. You know what I mean? It's more so because Keith Thurman is a young, strong, different era of a champion. Pacquiao is now fighting in a whole nother era, beyond his era. So him getting a victory over Keith one-time Thurman, it's just an amazing feat to talk about, man, and we're going to love it. And it's good that we can witness moments like this in the sport of boxing. So that straightens up the drug testing thing. So all of y'all Pacquiao fans can leave me the hell alone about it. You know what I mean? Okay, he is on VADA, but that doesn't mean that it's going to be used for this fight. I'll catch y'all on the next video. To the next one. Peace out.